Hello, and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Light Institute of U.S.A. and the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we divide our meditation into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our divine higher selves, which are the intuitive essences of our soul, our own inner voice, to take a form so that we can align and quicken our frequency and remember who we really are. So we ask it to take form, we draw it into our bodies. And since we're doing this through technology, after we've done this part, I'll make a little Om sound so that you can push the button on pause and then you can meditate for as long as you like. In the second part of the meditation, we practice the art of radiance, because everything is made of light, as are you and me. And so we reach up into the cosmos and we pull down to ourselves a beautiful beam of white light through the top of our heads, down into our stomach, our solar plexus. This is the center of our emotional body. So when we bring light into this area, it quickens us, it releases our emotions so that we can expand our consciousness. And then we laser that energy out, across the planet, and back up into the sky. So we breathe in, drawing that white light down, and then as we exhale, we laser it out from us. That stretches out your electromagnetic field, your auric field, so it gives you a powerful presence and a purpose as well. Another Om, so you can just continue that breathing, that kind of breathing in, breathing it into you, extending it out, will take you into a deep meditative state. And then in the third part, each week we pick a situation or something that's happening, and we use our meditative consciousness to focus out into the world. This week, we're going to meditate on releasing fear, the fear of the other. Because what's happening in the world right now is that everyone's afraid of everyone else, from individuals through countries. And this is why we're in the state we are. My own higher self has always taught that under anger is fear. That anger is the yang energy. And this is why it's really at the base, the fear that we'll lose something, fear that someone will overwhelm us, that brings up the anger, that causes the aggression, that causes the violence that we're seeing today. So if we can reach down through the fear, through the anger, into the fear of each other, and release that, and realize that we all have the same needs. We want to be safe, we want to be fed, we want a better future for our children, we want a place, a purpose in this world. It's the same wherever you are, from whatever culture you come from. And so, now this is an exercise in consciousness that would be wonderful for you to practice, not just in this meditation, but every day of your lives. We'll begin with our breath, because it's when we slow our breath and breathe deeply that we allow our brain to slow down and expand into meditative energies. Ready? Close your eyes. Now slowly breathe in through your nose. Breathe in. Hold at the top for a moment. And exhale through your mouth, puckering your lips. And once again, breathe in through your nose. Lifting up. And exhale. Ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, to take a form for you. It could be a being or a light, a tree, an animal, an equation. Higher self, take form. Take the first thing that comes into your consciousness. Ask your higher self to touch the place in your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. It's there. It's in your body. So imagine your higher self touching someplace in your body, where you're holding that divine essence. And now bring your conscious awareness into that place and draw the light in through that. Breathe in and out through that touch of your higher self. Imagine that you're creating an opening there, a spin point through which your higher self can enter your body. Breathe deeply and draw your higher self in through that point of divine essence into your body. Feel that energy. Now reaching up into the cosmos with your consciousness and gathering a beam of pure white light. See it in your mind's eye and magnetize it down through the top of your head, down into your solar plexus, your stomach, and laser it across the planet and back into the sky. Once again, as you breathe in, draw the light down. As you exhale, laser it across the planet. Imagine that light traveling across the planet, lifting and shifting all consciousness back into the cosmos. And continue to do that. Only that will bring you into an expansion of consciousness and peace. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and imagine that you are gathering all of humanity, all of the billions of us, into your mind's eye, so that all of humanity that holds fear, under violence, under anger, under expression, and all of us have that fear. Fear of each other, fear of the future, fear of being overwhelmed. And ask humanity what frequency of light it needs from you to begin to dissolve away the fear so that the self feels strong enough, so that the self feels a part of all that is and everyone else, so that the self, as we experience it in body, can be unafraid, a fearless self. So see what frequency of light humanity is asking for from you so that each one can achieve that fearlessness, can dissolve it away, and therefore reach out each to the others. What's the color? Again, reach up into the cosmos and draw exactly that color, that frequency of light, and feel its energy penetrate through the top of your head, down into your solar plexus. Feel that light within you and beam it out to all of humanity. And imagine that that light is piercing each and all and dissolving away the fear of others. And as it dissolves away that fear, that it creates a space of growth, a foundation for trust, a new way to be a human amongst humans. Continue to draw that color down, lasering it out to all humanity. Feel the gift. As it passes through you, your own fear dissolves away. And as you laser it out to humanity, the fear dissolves away. And now take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. The more conscious that we are, the less fear we engage in, because we know who we are. We know our true selves and all that we are capable of and our purpose for being together on this planet at this time. Nothing is happening to us. We are allowing what needs to be released to come up so that we can participate in the shifting from one reality to a new one. We have a second part of our Sunday meditation here. It's called Knowings. And each week people send in questions that are dear to their hearts so that we can uplift ourselves through the conversations and each other. Let's see what's come for today. Alison will give us the questions.
The first question is from Basel, Switzerland. Dear Chris, the world has gone crazy, and I have a high-stress job connected to dealing with this craziness, and I'm in a constant state of anxiety. I am looking for something to calm my mind and emotions. I use my brain at a very high level for very sensitive work, and want to be and need to be 100% present. I do not want to use drugs, alcohol, or any type of substance that will interfere with my brain. And I'm terrible at meditation. Please, do you have any suggestions?
Oh, there's so many. We don't want to be talking heads. The more that you identify through your brain that your brain has to come up with the solutions, it has to react to this craziness, the more cut off you are from yourself, and therefore the less creative you would be for solutions, and the more stressful you would be. So the first thing that I would do would say that there are many ways to connect with your brain, not through your thoughts, but biochemically. For example, there are wonderful supplements, natural supplements that can nourish your brain. The most important thing that your brain needs to be able to function and to expand and activate your creativity, so that all of these lobes, these parts of your brain that have to do with problem solving or imagination or creativity are being nourished. And that is oxygen. And so in the same way that we started this meditation by breathing in, holding it for a moment, and exhaling slowly, twice as long if possible. If you would commit yourself to do that for 1 minute when you're at work, every hour, you would find a great change in how you see what is happening. Because once we can see what's underneath what's happening, then we become the fixers. Then we become the ones with the solutions. For 1 moment, and that can seem like a long time of breathing in and exhaling. That will slow your brain down, it will nourish your brain, it will expand your consciousness, it will trigger the vagus nerve, which is the 10th cranial nerve that connects to your heart, your lungs, your brain, your stomach, and rebalances your whole body. So give something to your body in that way. Another way of creating that balance between the talking head and the brain and the rest of your body is an old Chinese law of energy, which is blood follows qi, energy, and energy follows blood. And that means that if you pump your blood, for example, take a walk, commit yourself to saying, The world will be all right for a moment. Let me nourish myself so that I can help the world. Take a walk. Basel has so many beautiful places, woods and forests and beautiful hills, so many places that you could take yourself so that for a moment you can be a part of nature. In nature, you are not the one that has to make the decisions. In nature, you can find that place of peace and wonderment. The more wonderment you'll have, the more meditative energies you have without saying, I have to sit and meditate. My higher self says, I am meditating. Whatever I am doing, if you are walking or running or doing something that pumps your blood, you're going to find that that will help you to be able to protect your brain and to get above the fray so that you look at this craziness and go, aha, here's what we're going to do with that today. Now, one of the most powerful ways to shut that craziness off or that anxiety off is like a child, to open your arms and spin around to the right, clockwise, until you get a little dizzy. This actually increases, it's been proven to increase intelligence. But when you're spinning, like centrifugal force, you will spin off that anxiety. And so that's a great thing to do before you go to work and after work. And the other thing is drinking water and saying, this is for you, body. And the last thing is that we're just going to put our hands on our heads. So put your hand on your head. Feel your brain, your wonderful brain. I'm actually writing a chapter on the brain in my new book, which is called Potential Body right now. So thank you for this question. Place your hand on your head and ask your brain what frequency of light it needs to be brilliant, to find the way through everything with peace and balance. And then whatever color comes into your consciousness, imagine that you're sucking it into your brain through your own hands. Suck that color in now. And then just relax. And those are a few little suggestions that I would give to you. And I would give you my gratitude that you are here to not be part of the craziness, but to get above the fray and expand your energy to come to your center and see how it is that we go through. Because this is just an initiation that we're going through right now. We're just going through a clearing. We will not be crazy forever. We will come out of this with new brains and new awareness, and you're a part of it. So thank you. Trust yourself and trust our world. Allison.
The second question is from Sweetwater, Texas, in the U.S.A. Mm-hmm. Chris, I saw on your website one of your quotes. You say, I trust in the goodness of humans. I ask you from the depths of my very bruised heart, due to what is happening all around the planet, to teach me how I can do this too.
You know, to trust in the goodness of humans begins with trusting yourself. So I would say working on yourself in a way that allows you to honor that you have come to this planet, again, to be part of the solution, to be part of the goodness. And so instead of judging yourself, if you watched yourself and saw that how many good thoughts you have in a day, loving thoughts, caring gestures, that would help you to begin to trust you as a good human. Goodness of heart, goodness of mind, goodness of soul. Then you would see that in others. Because we see in others what is there in ourselves. If we see others as bad, we're hiding that badness inside ourselves, our own judgment. And so simply train yourself to look for that beautiful energy in others. I've been watching, even in these wars, people who sacrifice their lives, people who take care of others no matter what. And we don't have to be in danger zones to find that goodness of humanity. But know that it's there, and imagine that it's happening all the time. It's so easy, really, to be the one that shines the light of goodness on others. Whether you're at a store and you smile at someone or you make a little conversation, you have no idea how you might be uplifting someone and making them feel safe and connected. Because you, by connecting to them, are saying, you're safe, I like you. And it can take away the fear that they have. And then they will reflect back to you their goodness. So use your goodness as a template into this world and train your consciousness to look for it in the news, to look for it in the smallest little events, to look for it everywhere. And you will see what I'm speaking of, what I know in my heart, that humanity is really good. It just needs to have that mirrored for it. We all need someone to say, you're all right, you're good. And I see the goodness in you. Imagine how many ways you could transmit that message to others. I see the goodness in you. Great. I see the goodness in you. Alison.
The last question is from Galway, Ireland.
Ireland.
Hi, Chris. I'm a vegetarian and considering going vegan, but I love cheese. Would very much appreciate your thoughts on cheese and if it lowers the frequency of the body. A million thanks to you for your work and commitment to the light.
First of all, think of what cheese is. Cheese is a mother animal, a mother mammal, giving milk to nourish its baby. How could that lower your frequency? It does not. It does not. Now, many people, and if you're a vegetarian and thinking about becoming a vegan, you may have this as well, do not do well with cow's milk, unless it's perhaps butter or something. As a vegetarian, you could eat that butter. As a vegan, you wouldn't want to. But the reason that you can handle the butter is that it's beating these big molecules and making them small so that your body can digest them. But just hold in your consciousness, I am like the baby. I am receiving the nourishment. You know, so many people in this world were never suckled, were never able to suckle their mothers because of war, because of something. And so this is especially wonderful for people who were never at the breast of their mother. But I love that thought, that awareness, that truth, that milk, which becomes cheese, is a mother mammal producing something to nourish and grow a baby. Now, let me say that vegans, they now have around this world some wonderful things that can kind of take the place of cheese. If you're just a vegetarian, you can use cheese from goats, goat milk cheese, or sheep cheese. I love feta cheese. I will eat that. I'm sort of half vegan, but I love feta cheese because I go to Greece a lot. And Israel has wonderful cheese as well. There are many places in the world where they have good sheep cheese, and the molecules are smaller, so they're easier for us to digest. They're not going to hurt us. But as a vegan, they have wonderful soft cream cheeses that are made out of coconut milk, and they're quite delicious. I sometimes can just eat it by the spoonful and give you that sense. You know, again, there are amino acids that come in milk that calm us, that nourish us, that become proteins that help us to build our bodies. And so what I would say is, the bottom line is, ask your body. Now there is one thing that I do want to say. that you probably know, and that is that vegetarians, and certainly vegans, do not, since we're not eating meat, we do not have access to B vitamins. And so it's very important that you do take B vitamins, B12 specifically, but all of them, but especially B12, so that you are helping your body to be strong and be balanced. But again, ask your body, do you want this? It might be able to eat some kind of cheese at some moment and other times not. And you can ask it, do you want to release yourself from all of animal products? And if you get a yes on that, follow your body. If you get a little this and a little that, follow your body. But ask it every time. And but do not think that cheese would lower your frequency. We often think that the whole world, that because of this or because of that, we're going to lower our frequency. Now, our frequencies are coming from much higher energies. The more that you meditate in your life, the more that you draw light into you, the quicker your frequency will be, and nothing is going to lower that. If you ever are in a situation, maybe a social situation, where you kind of need to eat some cheese or something that you wouldn't normally, you can just imagine, or actually place your hand over it for a moment and let the energy of your hand flow into that food. It will rebalance it so that your body can digest it. There's so many ways to work with our bodies so that our bodies can be filled with light and high frequencies so that we can feel the bliss of our true selves. Great love.